Okay, excuse me there. You know when Mother Nature calls, you gotta go. Well, greetings everyone. Welcome to Gerard Black in the Philippines with the truth. I want to send out a special shout out to all you to all you no, okay. To all you hustlers, pimps, scallywags, bulldaggers, confident men, flim flam artists, Max, those of you who got game, I want to send out love to all of y'all. All of y'all old timers, Kaisers, geezers, all of you who are striving to find a better way of life or how to enjoy your life in the latter part of your life. And I want to thank all you who've been following me, hanging with me, sticking with me. Man, love to you all. This is one of these times when I just felt compelled to want to do a video. And like I said, that's when I jump in and do it when I just feel compelled to do one. And there are a few topics I want to hit on. Of course, mostly dealing with girls. One thing that I think is very important, and I'm talking to the Filipinas now. I'm going to drop a little jewel on you. When someone says they're going to drop a little jewel on you, that means they're going to drop a little wisdom on you. And for all relationships, this is something that you need to incorporate into having a better relationship. Let's just say, first I'm going to show off my Lifetime Achievement Award trophy I got the last time I was in the States. Ooh-wee. I have a number of accolades, but that's one of my most recent that I have. Sometimes you go through the day and shit happens and there's just no way of talking it out. There's no way how, due to a culture, that you're actually going to come to an understanding. And you have to acknowledge that it's just not, you're not going to be able to understand or be able to see, my way of looking at things, although your way is pretty simplistic. It's, you can't look beyond your emotions, But anyway, something happens during the day and then you go through the day. No, there's no communications. Sometimes it gets to the point where, if I wanted someone who I can sit down and discuss, the elements of a nuclear bomb, or if I want to discuss the internal conflicts of what's going on around the world, or in politics or whatever, I probably would have, stay in the States and found a girl who I can do that with. Not saying that they're not here in the Philippines, but if they are in the Philippines, they're not in the Philippines, they're in the United States. So anyway, sometimes, you want to get your point across. You want them to understand what it is or where you're coming from. Because that's the only way how you're going to resolve issues is unless you both are going to come out and say, oh, I see what you're talking about. Or, oh, yes, I understand what you're talking about. Oh, now I see. But then if that never happens, then nothing ever gets resolved. So anyway, so you go through the day, I got this on my mind, because not only was it something verbal, but it might have been some actions that I'm saying, wait a minute, wait a minute, little girl. This is not acceptable. Because I always want you to remember is that you are my teacher. You understand? What you do, then, I may be inclined to do it too. You understand? But, you know, um, it's just that, you have to show me the way, just like I show you the way. That's why I say, if you don't know what to do in a relationship with me, just do what I do to you, you do to me. So anyway, you have this thing on your mind. Okay, so now it's nighttime. She's busy cleaning her house. You can't be a housekeeper of your own house. And and what have you, and you're finally in bed together. And so you turn to her and you say, is there something on your mind you want to talk about? She says, no. Everything was happening today. Everything was going on. All this and that. But boom, nothing on your mind you want to talk about. No. Now this is where the jewel comes in that I'm about to give you. The jewel is that when you say no, little girl, you ask him. You say, is there something on your mind that you want to talk about? You see, that's what you have to be able to do. When people ask you if there's something on their mind, what they're really saying is that there's something on my mind, and you have to, understand that if there's something that needs to be brought to the front, you know. Now, you know, uh, I've had a lot of accidents in my life, you know, you know, um, but having sex with someone uh, um, is not an accident. You don't walk down the street and fall into some of a JJ. You know what I'm saying? you don't want to say, "Oops, I'm sorry." It was an accident. I didn't mean to. Like that. When you're in a relationship, there's nothing like that can be said. But you have a past. You know, and I mean, a lot of foreigners come here, and first of all, you have to understand that when I came here, I did not come here looking for love in all the high places like coconut trees or mountaintops. I did not come here looking for that. I came here to get my teeth fixed, which is very nice. You know, my glasses, and and my eyes. That's what I come here for to do. And to stop bouncing off the walls because I was really, really, really out there. I was moving too fast, crazy, and I had to go somewhere because I know in the United States, I can never get my act together because there's just too much, too much moving too fast out there. There's just too much. I can go to a rehab. I can go to VA hospital. I can go in somewhere, but there's just too much of it. The temptation is just too great. So I had to go somewhere that that I really would think 1,000 times before wanting to move too fast again. And the Philippines was it. I mean, if I ever think about moving too fast in the Philippines, then, I'm thinking about being shot, on sight. You know what I'm saying? And let me tell you, if that's not, a reason enough not to mess around here in the Philippines, moving too fast, I don't know what will. It's just not in the cards for me here. So I just don't. So getting back to what I'm saying is that, you know, at some point in time, you have to let go. You have to let go of the things, you know, that make you upset. Things that things that had nothing to do with you. You know, you can't be mad at the women I've had in the Philippines. You can't. I mean, listen, Filipino girls are, let me tell you. I mean, talking about on the down low, I had this one Filipino girl when I was back home. She would call me. She was close to my house and say, "Okay, open the gate now." And she would, with her scooter, vroom, park it because she lived close by. You know what I'm saying? So it was funny because it was like some secret agent thing. Woo, and she zoom in and zoom out, and she wasn't the only one. A couple of times, you know, but but you know, um, you know, understand, you know, at some point you have to let, if you can't let it go, and if it hurts you so much, and it's gonna always hurt you so much, then we're always gonna be here, and I don't want to live my life like that. Do you? You know? Do you always want to be, uh, 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 crying over spilled milk? At some point in time, you have to say, okay, there's milk there, let it dry, let it go. You have to let it go. And that's why I say you never say something that someone will have a hard time forgetting you said it. And it was nothing intentional what was said. I'm not going to go into what was said. But the point of the matter is that you can't hear something that wasn't directed at you and then, want to hold, someone responsible for what they say. I don't know if that makes sense. I mean, some might disagree, but, but it's all good. It is all good. So anyway, so like I was getting to say, one of the most important things in a conversation, or if there is no conversation, or you have no conversation, you know, is to say, when someone asks you if there's something on your mind that you want to talk about, and you say no, little girl, and even there isn't, then have the courage to ask your partner, is there something on your mind you want to talk about? And you may find out that there's something is. You know, that's the best way to deal with things. That's the best way, to talk about things. You know. But anyway, I wanted to throw that out there. And there's something else I want to talk about. I want to talk about uh, what's the phrase I want to use? Oh, we have a phrase called "just in case." And for those of you who don't understand what "just in case" means, it means that just in case whatever it was that you were planning exceeds what it was that you were, planning on doing, always have a backup plan. And whether it's going to the store, buying something, always be able to have a just in case something else comes up. Let me tell you something about girls. Every girl wants to be made or feel beautiful, wants it, desirable, attractive, that somebody wants them. I have, I have girlfriends who I see, uh, who we have a running joke. You know, a running joke means that her and I, she knows I'm harmless, and she trusts me. See, I am a trusted person. They trust that I won't ever overstep my boundary, to a point that whereas I would disrespect them, you know. But they laugh when um, when I might say, "Oh, honest, can you wait?" I said, "Yeah," and I whisper in her ear, "As long as I keep looking at that ass, I'll wait all day." And she would laugh. She would laugh, and I don't care, what walk of life or what kind of job she's doing or whatever. See, a pretty girl is a pretty girl. You can't do nothing with a pretty girl. Just let her just be pretty. You know what I'm saying? That's why I call trophy wives. They're just pretty girls. But the other girls, you know, they need love too. So I have no problem of telling her, hey, you know what? I bet you'll clean up real good. You know what I'm saying? And making them feel, wanted. Or go somewhere. I was with a friend of mine who was driving, and and he's yelling out at girls, who are working at fruit stands and these little stores. I mean, so like this, and I'm looking at him. What are you doing? What are you doing? You cannot expect any of them girls to leave that fruit stand and come and jump in your car and take off and ride into the sunset. But but it's just the craziness of it, you know. But there's nothing wrong with making a woman feel beautiful, feel wanted, feel loved, you know. And I do that, you know. And I am sorry. I am sorry from the bottom of my heart if I am hot wired at looking at girls. What can I say? What can I say? Can I change it? No, no, because that's like wanting to change the colors of flowers, or changing flowers and making all flowers into driftwood. Would you want that? No. You always want to still look at flowers, right? Yeah. So this is how it is. I always still want to look at beautiful girls. And I think they're all beautiful. Okay, I don't want to make this too long. I touched on a couple of things that I wanted to talk about, and relationships, you know. Uh, so with that, I'm gonna stop right here. I'll do another one real soon because there's still more I want to add. You're watching Gerard Black in the Philippines with the truth. Remember, dreams are nothing more than plans, waiting action, never disrespect. Elliot pulls it up. And sometimes you're the only one to see a vision. And the best revenge in life is to live good. I'm living good today. I hope you are too. And if you're lucky enough to have a woman like Ollie Woodson, formerly singing Temptation One song, treat her like a lady. And ladies, if you're lucky enough to have a good man like me, make him feel like a king. One thing you have to do with a Filipino girl is find her lane. You follow what I'm saying? Follow. Find her lane and work with that. You understand? So I found my wife's lane. And now for me, it's beautiful. You know. And with that, I'll always love you more. I'll talk to you later. Peace.